Hi, this is Mike Shaw with SilkWeb. In this video, we're going to review the process for building and importing quizzes into Canvas. And if you stayed with us and been watching the other videos, we're going to continue with the course shell that we've been working on and also the course map. In this case, we're going to look at two different ways of building a quiz. One, building it manually, and another way is basically importing the quiz and constructing it that way. So we're going to go ahead and first import an existing quiz. Now, you'll have an opportunity to do this in cases where either you have an existing course that had a quiz and you exported it, or more often the textbook you're using comes with pre-built quizzes or at least test banks, and you're able to import them that way. So in this case, we're going to import an existing quiz that was created in Respondus. So we're going to click on Settings to start with, and we're going to click on Import Course Content. So because this was built in Respondus, the export requires us to select Blackboard 6, 7, 8, and 9 file type. And if you're importing one from Canvas, you can select a different file type, Canvas course or export package. So let's go ahead and select that. Now we're going to select the file and all content, and then click import. It takes a minute or two to import typically, and then it gives you a complete message when it's done. So now we're going to go back to the module page to where we want to create it. So we want to create the quiz under module 1, just like we did with the discussions and assignments and everything else. We want to click on the plus sign, and this time we want to select quiz. And you'll see these are two quizzes I imported, and also if you had created a quiz in here, it would also be shown. So because the quiz is all imported, we're going to select the quiz that we want, and we're going to hit add item. And as you can see, it added it. It shows it was worth 50 points. So we're going to go into that quiz right now. You always want to double check to make sure everything works well and update as we need to. So one of the first things we'll want to do is create some type of instruction here. If you go to the course map, I have some boilerplate instructions when using Canvas. So this tells them what the proper steps to do to take the test and then submit it. This is also a place where you'd want to tell them if they have a time limit and how many questions they have, and maybe this test counts as 90% of their grade, something important. You should definitely let them know about all types of things of that nature here. And because this is just my boilerplate, I'm going to leave that in for now, just for this example. And then quiz type, we've got a couple of, you can create a practice quiz or a graded quiz, or different types of surveys, graded or ungraded. So here we're going to use the graded quiz option. And we're going to probably want to, we may or may not want to shuffle answers. If you have any multiple choice questions where it says all of the above are correct or anything like that, shuffling answers is not a good idea, because all the above may not be all the answer choices above it after that. So time limit, we'll say 60 minutes because that's what's in our instructions. And you can set different dates when they can see the correct answers or not. Maybe you want to wait till after the module is over. All the students have taken the test before they can see the correct answers. Maybe you don't want them to be able to see them at all. And I always recommend probably not showing them the correct answers ever, because you'll obviously probably want to reuse this test next semester. Access codes, you can use this to restrict access until the students so you want students to take the test, or you can use the availability date, and that might be your better option. And a due date that they absolutely must take it by. In here, if you want to update the points for value for each question, unfortunately it's pretty manual, so it is going to require you to open each individual question and put in the points. Here you also have the opportunity to update the feedback for the correct and incorrect. Now, there is a way of getting around this very manual process of updating the point values for each question, and I'll show you that in a moment. So what we'll want to do, say we want to make this assignment out of 100 points. Rather than clicking each individual question and making it 2 points, we're going to create a new assignment group, and we'll call it a pool. So this pool, although there's 50 questions here, you can have it select 10 questions out of the pool, 10 random questions, or you can have it do all of the questions also. So we're just going to go through and drag and drop each question. It's going to take a moment. We're going to select how many questions and how many points each one's worth. So say this was a pool of 50 questions, but maybe we only want to select 10 questions out of the pool randomly and assign each one 10 points so that the quiz is worth 100 points at the end. And this will automatically recalibrate the amount that the quiz is worth. And now we'll want to hit save and publish if we want the students to be able to view it, or just save if we don't want them to view it. And now we can preview this. And this gives us the 10 questions and tells us it's an easy way to see if we did everything right, if we missed anything. And there it is here, worth 100 points, due on March 23rd. So that is really all it takes to import a quiz. Now we're going to look at what it takes to create the questions by scratch. So we'll go ahead and create another quiz. And this time we're going to call it, let's go to our course map. This is the course map we have available on silkweb.com. It's a good template to use when constructing your course. And go ahead and click on that. And then the boilerplate that we had with updated for your course, obviously. and graded. We want to make this a graded quiz again, and we're going to put this under exams. And we can do shuffled answers this case, because we're not going to do any all of the above questions or none of the above. Let's make this for 60 minutes again, and going to uncheck that so the students cannot see the correct answer. And this time, put due date here, and we won't add the available dates. So we're going to save this, and now we're going to edit it and click on question, and we can create a new question quite simply. So you have your choice of multiple choice, true, false, whatever really you can think of. Keep in mind that the Canvas will only grade questions like multiple choice, true, false, fill in the blank, or fill in the blanks, multiple answers, things like that. It cannot grade things like essay questions, file uploads, or text, things of that nature. And even if you have like this, fill in the blank, where here you'll need to provide some possible answers. So if none of these answers conforms, you may have a problem. So the students would have to type out the answer exactly how you show it. If they have an extra space or they spell answer incorrect, all of those things would, unless you actually create a possible answer for that choice with an extra space or incorrect spelling or anything like that, Canvas is going to mark it as wrong. So just something to keep in mind if you're going to choose the fill in the blank questions. I recommend multiple choice whenever possible. And this is pretty simple, so just going to put a question, and then we can put our 3 choices. Obviously, each choice has to be unique. So now we're going to save and publish. And let's preview the questions. So this is what they look like to the student when they're taking the test. We didn't look at the points. I can show you that again in a moment. But we'll go ahead and update the points for this, so we can make these worth 2 points, or whatever you really want, 2.5. There is a limit how many decimal places will go out. So if you're trying to get 100 points out of a quiz, you have to make sure that it will evenly divide.